Ladies and gentlemen, this is a nice moment for me because I finally get to catch up with the CLA that basically a year ago I did the installation on, and good to see that it is pretty much holding up really well. There was actually one slight thing that I've had to fix, which was this door, the strip across it. Even though the light was basically still working on it, the actual LED was fine. The connection came a little bit loose now, but I've changed it over to my normal T connectors and stuff, and it's working perfectly. So it's really nice to see that. Just nice to see the car again. I'm going to be installing something that the owner has bought to me, which is a lovely, well, to be honest, you've already seen it in the description of the video, but this lovely Android screen. I'm not sure which brand it is. Oh, it's a DMP. I think from what he said to me before was he actually bought this when he bought all the other ambient lighting, but he didn't actually think of asking me to install it at the time, so he just never got around to it. We've got it here now. It's time to do the upgrade, so I'm basically gonna do a couple of things that I need to do at the same time, which one of them is I gotta get access to the center console again, which means I gotta take off some of the vents. Now the vents are pretty awkward to take off, they're pretty delicate and stuff, so it's gonna be a bit of an awkward moment for me because I don't want to damage them. It's gonna look at removing those first and kind of gain access to everything in the center console area. I'm actually probably gonna also look at adding some extra ambient lights in the center console. The owner's asked me to do that for him, so I'm gonna crack on with that. Should be a little bit of fun. I'll catch up with you all once I've got everything removed. So where I'm at right now is I've pretty much stripped the car back to a point which if I went back a year ago to when I was working on this car, to get it back to this point would have really hurt my heart. But good thing is I've been working on cars a lot, so this doesn't really stress me out as much. As you saw just then, I've gotten the head unit out. I've taken off the bottom radio as well, taken off some of the vents because I'm actually going to be looking at changing a few things as well. And basically I want to be adding some ambient lighting in the center console. While I've got everything off, I thought now would be a perfect time to look at the new head unit, comparing it to this old guy, which has done him proud, but that is so much bigger, to the point where if I bring my phone, it's a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, I think it is, we're the biggest one basically, and yeah, it's basically the width of that wider. In terms of the height, I think they're basically the same. It's actually a little bit narrower, but that will help with the widescreen effect. So just looking at the back of this now for the wiring, so as you can see, it's quite different. This one's only got those two ports. This has got a completely different setup. So what I'm basically going to be doing now is looking through the wiring that's been provided here and just trying to get to grips of okay, which wires need to go where and how are they all going to integrate together. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time figuring that out, and then I'll update you all shortly. So here is where I'm at with the wiring for this. It's pretty complicated in some ways. So this is basically the main harness part that goes into the car's original harness. So you get to pick which one it goes in through by. I'm not sure. So this is saying audio output. I just don't know where this is supposed to go right now. Two USB cables that basically need to get taken to the glove box. So this is all part of this left-hand cable, which has another couple of bits to it. So this is a speaker wire, so it goes in from here out to here, and there's a microphone input. You've got the GPS and microphone here as well. Oh sorry, GPS and 4G antenna just there, and then you've got this other one which connects up to the original wiring. So that's not too complicated. I'm just not sure about a couple of things. It comes with this as well, but I can't find the manual for this. I don't know if it's been lost or something, but I'm not sure what this is used for. Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but I'm trying to figure it out, trying to see where it's supposed to get to. Here's my current thought process right now, which is this connector. It might need to go into one of the USB ports and might need to get connected to this. Now I should be able to move all three of these, so the two USBs and this 3.5mm jack port, into the glove box. Whatever switching around or whatever play needs to be done with that, those are the only bits that don't make sense right now. They're the ones that I can deal with afterwards. But other than that, everything else kind of looks like it all fits. The only two things is these two cables, they will need to be fed in through all of this and out those two ports, as well as the GPS and the 4G. That's what I'm gonna route around right now, figure out where all those can be put, and then take it to the next step of sorting out the wiring and plugging everything back in. Quick update, so it's pretty awkward to get these cables for the GPS and the 4G through to this area. You gotta take everything out and just basically cable tie, try to get something to go up here and then pull them out. That's the way I've gone about it. It's better to pull these out than try to push the big objects for each side all the way through. So yeah, been able to get all of that done. I've connected up the GPS one just there. I'm only the 4G one just over here. Yeah, so with the 4G, you kind of want it closer to wherever the phone's most likely going to be kept. It just means the connection will be hopefully that little bit better. So want this closer on the driver's side. I'm probably going to put it maybe on the steering wheel console or around that area. Maybe on the dash as well over there. This cable doesn't seem as long, so just going to work with that. So everyone, it's another day. It was getting a bit late last night. I didn't get to finish the car off. But here's where I'm at right now. Took the entire glove box off because to get the wiring through here and up into there, it's just easier to get the access in this point. It's super easy instead of having to try and maneuver and everything inside here. So I've routed the wires that I need for the screen up here now. I've actually taped some of them together just to make it a little bit easier for myself. But yeah, now just put the radio back on, test it out as best as I can. But yeah, once I've checked everything for it's all working and stuff, I'll then be able to make sure I can put it all back together and call it a day with this installation. But it's pretty long and pretty taxing on your mind because it's really all over the place. Oh, the other good thing is taking off the glove box, you can bring the USB wires and stuff over here as well. Tape as much as you can together so you know which ones need to be where, because sometimes with all this wiring going on, it gets really confusing. But right, I'm gonna carry on with that and I'll pick up with you all shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, it has turned out to become another really late night with this car, but I'm happy to get it done. I actually go over this side because it'll look a bit better that way. But yeah, I've added some ambient lighting just on the footwell, the sides just here. I guess kind of call that the center console. And let's have a look at the screen. So here's a couple of things that I wanted you all to know. The wiring that goes behind this, you kind of have to sink it in all the way behind there. As you saw, this was all taken off, so it was a little bit easier to get behind everything. I also drilled out the little plastic thing behind all of this just to make sure it all works. Wow, actually, correction, to make sure that there was enough space for everything else, because yeah, it was pretty challenging. You know what it was more so the wiring and pushing it all into the right places. That was the hard work. But here's where we've got the original screen, I guess is the best way to put it. So if you tap the screen, it automatically switches over and you've basically got everything. So you've got the apps section just here, which in the apps area you've got, oh, I don't want that. Press back and you got everything here. So you can download, I'm guessing, YouTube and pretty much anything else. You can go on Chrome and go on YouTube from here. Just realized since I set it all up, I actually turned it all off and back on. So my gosh, right, let's look at some good content on here. So you see it automatically switched between the options and stuff. I don't know if it drags some pictures, but there we go. And that's basically the whole thing all set up now. A couple of things that I needed to do. So you have to set it up with the actual auxiliary, which actually, let me show you here. So remember that extra dongle and the input for audio, so that got connected to the USB port here, and then this got connected into there. That has to be done so that the car stereo system works with the head unit. Okay, does that make sense? So to make the car's sound system work, I had to connect to the USB. Don't get why it didn't work from the connections that are done to the back of the radio and stuff, but that's beyond me. I didn't manufacture the item. This is how I got it to work, which is great news. So think it's time to take the car out of the garage now. So everyone, that is it with the video on the CLA Android head unit install. What I will do is I'll leave a link in the description down below of a head unit that's pretty similar to it. It's been working great. In fact, I did this install on the car in January and everything is still working good. I'll leave one very similar to it or as best spec as I can get in the description down below. And yeah, hopefully you all did enjoy this video. It's a bit more focused on exactly what is required for the Android head unit install. I didn't really do too much about removing things and all those kind of things because I did do the CLA full 1 hour long massive ambient lighting install that has plenty of information on how to remove all the bits and pieces that you might need to remove. But without further ado, I am gonna end this video here. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, please give the video a like. If you feel like I could have done anything different, please leave it in the comments. And also please subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Peace out. Bye.